Right, bit of a different video this one. Here we are at midnight on a national speed limit dual carriageway in a parking bay, and it's quite misty and foggy. You can see a vehicle coming down the carriageway on the opposite side of the crash barrier, and what you probably can't see in front is that there's a large lorry actually parked partly on the pavement next to the lay-by here. So I'm going to get my engine started and just commentate on the things to look out for driving in these conditions at relatively high speed, or at least on a high speed road. I'm going to leave on the overhead light just so you can see the controls. This is what it looks like when the light is off. You can't really see anything. You may see occasional vehicles go past, so I'll just leave that on to give a bit of context. You can see what I'm doing with my hands on the wheel. So, coming up to Byte, checking around, you can see how fast that car went past, checking my rear view mirror, putting the wipers on, looking for lights in the far distance behind. I'm going to put a signal on because I don't know quite what the lorry might do. The door might open potentially, building the speed up nice and quickly, 20, 25, nobody behind in the rear view mirror, 29, 30, I'm in gear 3, wipers are doing their thing. And I can see the lane marking and the capsize in the middle of the road, also the reflective yellow pre-barrier warning post that there is a crash barrier coming up on the left. Can't see so far ahead now, doing 48, 50 miles an hour, I've gone into gear 5, got a rectangular sign coming up, put on the 4 beams, and you can see it doesn't actually help that much. I can see that that sign is now warning me, or informing me rather, of cameras, but I'm getting a lot of dazzle back from the moisture in the air, so I'm actually going to take the 4 beams down. The headlights are mounted lower, so my eyes are above the line of the headlights, so I can now see more clearly. If I turn on the front fog lights, which I am doing now, it really doesn't make much difference with this amount of mist as to how much I can see. There's nothing following me, another lorry in the lay-by. I'm going to turn off those front fogs. Looks like a food, one of those cylindrical food transporting or liquid transporting lorries. Another warning of cameras, cat's eyes doing a nice job. Windscreen wipers on auto, so they're just getting rid of the mist that builds up as we make our way along the road, following the curve in the white line, but also looking at the silhouette of the trees on the left hand side. Now I've got some fuzzy yellow lights in the distance, so I know that I'm coming to some kind of built up area. Had in the far distance behind me a white light, so presumably there's another vehicle's headlights approaching. We've now got a couple of warning triangles and rectangular signs warning of roundabouts and informing me to reduce speed. Vehicle behind's a long way back. Got the information board coming up on the left. I've had time to interpret it. I'm going for the second exit, and I'm being warned on that info board that I've got traffic signals coming up as soon as I leave the roundabout. I've also got a warning board, a warning sign triangle we've just been past, warning about pedestrians. So bringing the speed down, coming down to gear 2, nothing coming into the roundabout from the right, checking the left mirror, car behind's caught me up a bit, checking the right mirror to see where it's going. It's cutting across a couple of lanes, not unreasonable at this time of night if they've checked around. Nothing at the pedestrian crossing where the traffic signals were, and the info board, the blue one on the left hand side, is simply informing that there's a bus lane, but it's beyond 7 PM, so we should be using it. The car overtaking me certainly should be in that lane to do an overtake. We're only doing 28, they're doing about 30, but they should come back to lane number 1 if there is no longer anything that they're overtaking. The bus lane has merged with this lane now anyway, so better street lighting, making strange shadows through the trees, although the mist seems to be a little bit less because it's warmer in the city. So if it had been frosty out in the rural road, there isn't a breeze tonight, but that would make it even colder. You're less likely to get a breeze chilling the road surface in the town, and buildings leak heat as well. And you've got more traffic, and the friction of the tyres on the road will warm up the surface. So that car that overtook me, just been showing a brake signal in the distance. Maybe it was to do with the bend that's coming up in the road, visible because of this white solid line showing that there is a bus lane here. But once again, Monday to Saturday, 7 AM, 7 PM. There is a little bit of activity at that pedestrian crossing with a lady waiting there, but not on the correct side of the barrier. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. That's probably why the Audi that had overtaken me showed a brake signal. I'm checking my right mirror. Car behind's matching my speed. I've seen him in the centre mirror as well, so it's safe for me to merge back out to the right this time to join the direction of the road. I'm going left, mirrors, signal, braking, checking the gear. I'm going to go down to gear 3 because we're going to be able to maintain 20 miles an hour at this junction. It isn't quite a right angle and the road dips down slightly. No activity in the zebra crossing, no activity in the side road. There's an expectation of less traffic around, but more animals, maybe pedestrians, a couple of them just coming into view on the narrow pavement on the left wearing dark clothing, so I'm going to go a little bit wide of them, and conscious that on a narrow pavement bins could roll out, people might be putting bins out late at night, or pedestrians could walk out around the back of a car that's protruding right to the end of the drive. So with a little bit of mist around, now I'm actually going to switch off the windscreen wipers because their frequent coming and going is actually distracting me from peering through the slight mist and reading what the shapes of large things like buildings or trees are telling me about the way the road is going, and of course the pinpoints of light from the street lights. I'm actually in gear 5 now because I'm at 30 miles an hour, and there's much less of an expectation that I'm going to need to suddenly react in a way that I need to then pick up speed very briskly. So it's giving me about 25%, 30% better fuel economy and less pollution. So changing down to gear 2, monitoring that my brake signal is being responded to by the car behind, which is slowing down, letting my car take itself around the corner. Gravity's now assisting, covering the brake in case there are foxes or badgers or deer about. We often get them from the woods on the right hand side. One flick of the wipers just to keep the screen clear. Nothing moving around, no moving lights, no moving shadows, no moving shapes. Checking around me before coming to a stop, and then into reverse gear, flat road. So coming up to bite, just above bite, keeping it nice and slow. Checking around me to make sure no corner of the car is going to get closer than half a metre to either of these white parked vehicles. And we've got a couple of dark vehicles on my neighbour's drive, so I'm going to go slowly enough that I can see the reflections of my white reversing lights in the side of their vehicle. They've also got a floodlight that comes on, which makes it very difficult to see behind because the low contrast between the edge of the grass and the edge of the drive is very difficult to read. Pulling up the slope now and missing the plastic drain pipe, going nice and close to the house so that the front passenger door is just alongside the porch, so that if it's raining tomorrow morning people can stay nice and dry, including me. I could get in that side and then just climb across into neutral and switch everything off, and that's it, driving at night in mist.